It works for you.
Hey, thank you. I can hear all of the laughter.
You guys, we have another performer coming up for you. That was a voice crack. You do it.
All right, we have a very, very funny young man, all the way from Vancouver, I believe. Mr. Mufaro Mbudzi, please.
So I'm feeling fucking cold, I won't lie to you. It's my first time wearing gloves on stage and it makes me feel like I'm here to steal the microphone. So for those of you who haven't noticed, I'm a black guy, but despite the stereotypes, I won't be long. And you know what's interesting is I was at work the other day in Vancouver and this guy comes to me and he's like, yo, how old are you? And I'm like, guess. And I swear to you, he says, you know, it's so hard to tell with black people because you all look 30 until you turn 70. And I'm like, you're the first person I've met who doesn't consider Morgan Freeman to be black. But I hope he's right though, because when I'm 69, I still want to be able to have a girlfriend who would feel like she's too young for Bill Cosby. Now, being here from Vancouver feels great, I won't lie to you. It feels great to be fourth on a show that isn't a slave auction. Like seriously, in Vancouver, people are so surprised to see a black person that when I get on stage, they take their wallets out. Now, I got time off work to be here. Can anyone guess where I work? Anyone? No? I work at an employment center for overweight Filipino women. And it's called Tim Hortons. But to be honest with you, like I hate work. I'd rather work at A&W because that's something that's talked a lot about in Africa. A&W has an AIDS and water, of course. If you're not African, you aren't allowed to laugh at that joke. So fuck you, sir. Now, my name is Mufaro, not Mufasa. Unfortunately, I didn't star in The Lion King. But you know, if I had, I'd be proud because I'd be able to say, I raised Simba. Now, I do have a son of my own, and to be honest with you, I'm just glad that he's never seen me angry. In fact, he's never seen me at all. But I hate the stereotype about black fathers disappearing, because in Africa, it's different. Like, dads don't disappear, and if they did, you will know exactly where they went, right down to their road and their house number. You just won't go over there because his new children can't even say your name properly. Like, I'll rock up, I open the door, they're like, oh, hey, motherfucker. I'm like, motherfucker? They're like, yeah, that's what our dad calls you. And I'm like, whose dad? The moral of the story is in Africa, we don't have whose line is it anyway, we have whose dad is it anyway. Now coming here, one of my biggest fears came true, and that's that people wouldn't know where or what my country is, or that it's even a country. And I remember on my first day of school, I was speaking to this girl and I was like, hi, I'm Mufaro and I'm from Zimbabwe. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's like that village in like northern Somalia, right? And I was like, not quite, but where are you from? And she was like, well, actually, I was born in Calgary, but I grew up in Toronto. And I was like, oh, Calgary, that's that bus station in downtown Vancouver. Now, ever since I came here, I've recently started dating again. We don't call it dating in Africa because there's an element of time to that and we don't keep time. But anyway, yeah, I've started dating again, and one thing I'll tell you, this might disappoint some of you, but I'm not into white girls anymore. Unless someone wants to change my mind tonight. The reason is, I just don't like having the biggest ass in the relationship. I'm not into brown girls either. My brother Tarisai, shout out to him over there. Like this guy loves brown girls. But for me, it's just not gonna fly because I think I take them too seriously when they say they'll catch a grenade for me. I've actually decided I'm gonna go back home to get married. I would say I'm gonna go find my Cinderella, but the girls don't have shoes that I'm gonna be looking for. You know, what I like about Africa is that in certain parts, you can have 2 wives. You know, it sounds great, but honestly, it's just the Western equivalent of having 2 mortgages, because they both leave your ass with no money. But seriously, what I would do for fun is pick wives that are complete opposites, just to see what fireworks occur in the house. Like, if one of them is Christian, the other is atheist. If one of them is black, the other one knows how to swim. If one of them is vegetarian, the other respects and values other people's opinions. And if one of them just really loves that feeling of success, then the other supports the Vancouver Canucks. Thank you, that's my time.